The Minnesota Twins pick up their second win of spring training. They are now 2-3 on the year. Not that that matters, really, but in this video, we're going to be recapping the win over the Atlanta Braves today. And again, the reason why I'm doing this is because I will be doing this all season for regular season games and hopefully postseason games when the Twins make it there. So this is just kind of getting you into a routine of, hey, is this the kind of content you want to see? I hope so, and that you'll stick around and leave comments. Obviously, like the video if you do enjoy it, and we can have that kind of conversation about Twins baseball. I hope you guys are excited. So let's talk about the win today over the Braves. Realistically, I think this should have been a lock from the beginning, the bottom of the first inning, and we'll cover that in 1 second. But they get out to a 4-0 lead. They end up winning 10-7. Realistically, it was in the bag for the Twins, and two pitchers kind of let us down, but the offense kind of helped us out a lot. So a lot to talk about, though. But remember, take everything with a grain of salt in spring training. Of course, this is just, let's see some guys get at-bats. Let's see some guys play a new position. Let's see how they do in different parts of the lineup in different situations. We're looking at those kind of things, not did they get a hit, did they not get a hit, all that kind of stuff. So in this game today, we can start with the first inning. By the way, I absolutely hate the box score recap summary of MLB.com. It is disgusting. Way worse than last year. So much more difficult to navigate. They're not going to change it, but man, it is ugly and it is not helpful. Whatever. So, in the first inning, we had a home run right away by Julien, and that was great. I mean, this is a guy who I think if you're a Twins fan are really excited about. And like I've said this with Royce Lewis too, I just don't know if there's room for him on the roster right now. Yeah, he's going to stay on the 40-man or whatever, but he's not going to be in the majors. He's not going to start on the 25-man roster. He will be in the minors probably all year, barring some crazy trade with Royce Lewis involved and whatever, or an injury, right? So, I mean, I almost use this guy as trade bait right here. I think he's one of the only 2 or 3 maybe Twins in the top 100 prospects, Royce Lewis being another one. There's just no room for him on the roster right now, which is really unfortunate, and that's why personally, my opinion is I don't think Correa was that great of a signing for talent upcoming, right? Because, yes, he's a great leader, and I'm sure he is way more valuable to those guys than we can see as fans, but there's just, he's blocking these guys who are young and who I believe could be just as talented as Correa. Give it a couple of years, right? Now, in the meantime, Correa is a great shortstop. He didn't impress me beyond what I thought he was going to do last year, but he did well. Obviously, he was still, up top of the Minnesota MVP list for the Twins. Really, I'm just upset that Royce Lewis and guys like this are not going to get an opportunity because Correa is there. But I'm sure, like I said, there's so much more valuable information being shared and experience being given from Correa to these guys. But nonetheless, my little rant is over because Julien hit a home run today. And again, that's exciting stuff. It went 411 feet. The guy's got some pop. The exit velo was 106. That's really good stuff. That's what you want to see. The Twins also had another home run in the bottom of the first inning, and it was Willie Castro who hit that home run. I think he was on Detroit, last year or something like that. I don't even remember the Twins signing him, so cool that he's with us in spring training and hit a 3-run home run, made it 4-0, and like I said, this was pretty much win in the bag for the Twins. That hit a 35-degree launch angle, and Julien's hit a 32. I mean, those are massive shots. So that's really good for the Twins. And in the second inning, the top of the second inning, Atlanta scored 3 runs. They cut that lead right back. And that was thanks to some bad pitching. We'll get to that in a little bit, but I do want to cover the 5-run bottom of the third inning as well. Let's go to that. And like I said, this is disgustingly stupid because I can't get to the box score as easily as I wanted to here. But now we have it. So in the bottom of the third inning, it started with a Wallner lineout, but then Celestino walks and stole second. Willie Castro strikes out, so 1 runner on. and 2 outs, and they scored 5 runs off of this, right? So Brooks Lee with a single, that's exciting because he did really well in the win over, I think it was Tampa Bay in that game. I don't think he hit a home run, but I think he had another RBI in that game. So really solid to see him. I think he was their first round pick last year, so really excited to see him do well in spring training. Again, right away, immediate impact. The Twins have like 6 shortstops or third basemen, like middle to right side of the infield, or left side of the infield, whatever. They have a lot of second, shortstop, and third base guys. That's all they draft. And, I mean, they're showing up right away, right? So that made it 5-3. Mark Contreras hit a double, scored Brooks Lee. Tyler White walked, and then Julien hit another home run. So, like I said, the dude is on fire. And like I was going to get to the box score in a second, but the dude's on fire, and he most definitely should have an opportunity. I just don't know if he will because, like, where is he going to play, right? Royce Lewis obviously is hurt, but he's going to be the next guy to play short. Polanco maybe gets a little older. We trade him. We get him out of there, and Julien can come in there. I mean, Brooks Lee is going to be an issue. Where are you going to put him in the next 2 years? Like, Correa is still going to be there. So that's where I just have these questions that we have to answer, right? The last thing I want to talk about for hitters, though, is like Julien went 2 for 3 with 4 RBI. Really, really solid. I expect big things out of him in the future. There's just no room for him right now. So he's gonna be on the sidelines, and that's just unfortunate. Wallner had a hit today, really good. Sabato went 1 for 1. Love that guy. He, I think, could really be the future of that first base, given whatever Kirilloff does. I hope Kirilloff is the future, but Sabato, I think, could be a great addition there. I think we were all maybe a little bit surprised with Miranda and his ability to do really well out of the gate. So kind of depending on what happens with him, if he continues to stay healthy and do really well, he could be trade bait, or he could be that fill-in at first base, and then they trade Sabato. Lots of different opportunities there. Castro 1 for 3 with his home run today as well. Brooks Lee had a solid day with a 2 for 3 day. Also had that RBI. Really good overall from these young guys, right? Not a ton of these big league names, again, playing in today's game. Maybe Miranda is the only one. Celestino, okay, maybe. That's about it. Like, that is the only 2 guys who are really on the Major League roster, on the 25-man opening day roster that played today. Miranda did not get a hit, did get a walk, and like I said, Celestino had a couple of walks, stolen base, couple of runs scored. So still positive results from guys who will be contributing on a day-to-day basis. And the last thing I want to cover in this video is the pitching. It was not great from 2 guys, but I would not consider those 2 guys worth it at all, right? Because you're looking at Aaron Sanchez, who I believe was with the Twins like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. Then he went other places and did whatever. Now he's back. He sucked in his 1 inning of work, gave up 3 runs, like I said. Jesus, is that right? Jesus DeLon? I don't know this guy. Never heard of him in my life. Jesus De Leon. I don't know who that is. He's not going to be on the Major League roster this year, I'm sure. He went 1.2 innings, but also gave up 2 runs. Those 2 guys were the only real problems today. Everyone else really shined, and a lot of these guys were the major leaguers. Colomé, I guess he did okay. He's probably going to be on a Major League roster at some point this year. You have Moran, who only gave up 1 hit but struck out his side in his 1 inning of work. You've got guys who are doing well, and I think that is the positive direction the Twins are looking for, right? You also have Molly, and he... Maley. Is it Maley? It's Maley. Gosh, he is the worst person in the pronunciation department for me, but he did really well. He started the game, and that's what I was forgetting. So he, did last year, came on with the Twins late, kind of went under the radar, but showed a really promising result in his first game with spring training. So really an overall solid day from the guys who needed to contribute, whether it was on the pitching staff more today rather than the hitting staff, but all these young guys who, again, are the future of this franchise in 5 to 6, 7 years, something like that. Once like the Kirilloffs and the Royce Lewises get into their prime and establish themselves, that's when these new guys are going to come up, right? So really solid day for guys who needed to show up and guys who are expected to show up in a couple of years, right? They're already getting those big league at-bats in spring training and getting that experience. So really cool. I hope you guys do enjoy these type of videos. Like I said, we're just going to keep getting better at these as we go along with the regular season just around the corner. I hope you guys do enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Happy March. We'll see you tomorrow.